Now on CoastTV News.
Day one for Pope Leo XIV.
I think the universal reaction was shock.
What local followers believe this election means for the church and charity.
Blood for Hope, a local blood drive, is doing more than saving lives. It's funding futures.
Eminent domain boundaries. A Milford woman's close call with losing her land leads to a bill that could limit when cities can take property.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
The city of Milford almost took this land through eminent domain. Now, new legislation is trying to prevent that from happening. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight in Milford.
That's where property owner Annette Billings almost lost that land. You might remember it sparked protests in town and even a billboard that kind of looked like a spaghetti western. Now, one state lawmaker introduced legislation looking to prevent eminent domain situations like this from happening again. CoastTV News' Christina DiRobertis is live there in Milford. Christina, the bill's sponsor, says this effort is a direct result of the Annette Billings conflict.
Yes, Maddie, and that whole conflict was centered around part of this land that you can see behind me here. The city of Milford wanted the land for a bike path and a park, but the city eventually reversed their eminent domain decision after massive public pushback. You might remember the billboard, the yard signs. People were upset, especially Annette Billings, whose land it was, and we spoke with her today about this new legislation and about the whole situation. She really recalled it as a nightmare. So, State Representative Brian Shoup of Milford has now introduced this legislation which would make eminent domain illegal, but only for recreational purposes, so not entirely. He actually told us he personally believes that eminent domain should never be used, but said it was kind of a give and take between the state and the local leaders in Milford, who say sometimes eminent domain can be necessary for things like utilities, for things like hospitals, schools, things like that. So again, the bill does not ban eminent domain entirely. It's just a push to make sure this kind of situation that happened with Annette Billings does not happen again in the future. Also, it's worth noting another Sussex County Republican, Senator Dave Wilson, he previously introduced his own bill, which would have done the same thing, but statewide. However, that bill never made it to committee. Representative Shoup says he's hoping his bill will pass and that possibly other coastal or other towns and cities throughout Delaware might follow suit and do something similar. So this bill, it's House Bill 146. It's now been assigned to the House Administration Committee, and we'll see what happens from there. For now, I'm Christina DiRobertis, live in Milford, CoastTV News.
Thank you so much, Christina. In the bill are a few changes for Milford government. Shoup says it's customary for municipalities to have charter changes like this that require approval by the General Assembly every couple of years. If approved, mayor and council members will have 3-year terms, not the current 2. The bill also lets the mayor set up committees as long as city council signs off. And here's a big one. If you owe money to the city, like unpaid taxes or fees, you cannot run for office. And even if you're already serving, falling more than 2 months behind means you'd lose your seat.
With a new pope chosen, Catholics are looking forward to what the Pope Leo XIV's vision might be as his new role as leader of the Catholic Church. CoastTV News reporter Zakiya Jennings is live in Bethany Beach. Zakiya, local organizations think he will have a focus on helping the less fortunate.
Charlie, well, first, if you take a listen here, you can hear church bells playing here at St. Anne's Catholic Church. Now, many people along the coast believe the papal name Leo was chosen as a reflection of Pope Leo XIII, who many Catholics say engaged the modern world and was known for his commitment to helping the poor. Bob Krebs, the communications director for the Catholic Diocese of Wilmington, believes Pope Leo XIV will continue that same commitment and encourage others to do the same.
I'm sure in the weeks and months and years ahead that is what Pope Leo XIV will be calling us all to do as Catholic Christians.
Local Catholic churches and organizations say they're looking forward to continuing that mission of helping others and now being able to say a prayer for the Pope by name. Live in Bethany Beach, Zakiya Jennings, CoastTV News.
And there's a little bit of a local connection to the Pope. Jim Martin, a man known for helping the homeless in Georgetown, attended the same seminary as Pope Leo, just 4 years apart.
I never met him. Now, I want to be clear about that. I never met him. But I mean, we walked down the same pathways. You know, the seminary program was back in the woods behind Villanova. And I know we walked back down the same pathways together. You know, not together, but you know, he walked all those same paths that we walked. You know, so and I'll tell you what, it really set me up for what I'm doing now, because I always had a mission for helping the poor, even as a very young person.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what's most interesting about the new Pope Leo XIV.
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. Take a look at your screen, and 47% say it's that he's American, though 31% like that emphasis on charity. Villanova alum, dual citizenship, and math major getting a little bit of the vote.
And we do have a comment today. Dorothy Marshall of Lewis says, "So glad we have another compassionate Pope, and he is American." If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. It's also where you can leave those comments. We'll show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11.
Let's talk you through kind of a crazy story here. A man says he was kidnapped and driven from Georgetown to Seaford. The man says he escaped from the kidnapper's car in Seaford, and about an hour later, the man claims he was taken against his will after trying to stop Michael Still from assaulting someone. Still was later arrested and charged with kidnapping and other offenses.
A concrete truck overturned today in Lewis. That is according to Delaware State Police. It happened around 12:30 p.m. on Coastal Highway near Surf Bagel. Troopers say the truck was going too fast while turning. You can see it all right here. The driver, a 35-year-old man from Harrington, refused hospital transport.
Delaware's teachers union is now pushing for Sussex County to enact a school impact fee. According to the union, that's paid by developers to the Department of Education and designated for districts that are over capacity. The union says an impact fee will reduce the need for future tax hikes and school referendums.
DelDOT officials awarded a bid of roughly $17.5 million to a contractor to complete the final phase of the Lewis to Georgetown Trail. Once it's complete, the total trail, it's going to be 17 miles. The final portion is 6 miles between Fisher Road and Airport Road.
Let's go ahead and take a live look outside, not to the trail, but to Ocean City, as our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us with a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And right now, Ocean City, hey, the waters are calm for right now. It's actually a gorgeous feeling day, even if it's not a gorgeous looking day, with the cloud covering the gray and the drizzle we've been experiencing throughout the day. 63 degrees, winds at about 15 miles per hour out of the northwest in Ocean City. Now we'll drop to 58 degrees with the skies slowly beginning to clear, skies parting for us throughout the late night hours. Now we did receive nearly an inch of rain officially in Ocean City, about a quarter of an inch for us actually in Georgetown, and just over a half an inch in Cambridge. Here's where the cloud cover stands right now. We're starting to see more of a clearing that's happening, but we still have a very scattered pattern that's established right now. Cloud forest and Ocean Pines, but clearing in Georgetown, scattered in Seaford, and starting to become a little cloudy for us actually in Pittsfield, the true definition of scattered. All this is sweeping generally from the west to the east at this point, and we're awaiting perhaps even a little more sprinkle action that's going to happen to the south of the Sussex County border. Now, coming up, we're going to preview what we're expecting for Mother's Day. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. Boats and RVs were a hot topic in South Bethany today. Town leaders discussed potentially regulating how people can park those vehicles on properties. An ordinance could have regulated things like how long or how many boats or RVs could be parked.
The boats and the RVs have become an eyesore for those of us who have paid premium to be on the water, seeing the water, enjoying the water.
South Bethany is a boating town. Most of us live on a canal, and to address items like there's other issues to be addressed, not boats and RVs.
The town actually tabled the boat discussion and now is looking at RVs. The mayor says South Bethany currently doesn't have any regulations for RVs. Also in South Bethany, the town exploring a potential pilot program to address algae in the canals. The program would add a product into the water to reduce phosphorus levels. The project, though, still does need approval from DENREC to move forward.
And some more woes for Milton drivers. DelDOT says Cave Neck Road between Diamond Farm Road and Hudson Road, it's about 2.5 miles. That's going to close. And it's a long stretch of work. DelDOT says it'll start Monday, May 19th. That's going to last through late August, so really your whole summer there. DelDOT says this is to repair the bridge that was originally built way back in 1913. Tariffs are trickling down into Berlin. The town of Berlin was ready to purchase a new vac truck for its water resources department for roughly $600,000. But a new tariff 2 days later imposed a 25% tax on imported auto parts. Part of the new vac truck will be imported, so it's coming at a cost.
So it would have hit the town hard. So it was very prudent of the town to jump on the bandwagon and get the order in right away.
The council member says the town will have to just monitor federal decisions, especially when approving large, potentially imported purchases.
And we are just getting started this evening.
An adoption event on all adult dogs at the Brandywine Valley SPCA, the theme and the price for the adoptable animals.
And as we take a peek at Mother's Day forecast, listen, we're expecting a serious warm-up over the weekend. Details coming right up.
But first, giving blood and giving back. Sussex Academy Drive powers lives and pays for scholarships when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Blood can save lives and also send a student to college.
The Blood Bank of Delmarva held a blood drive at Sussex Academy today where students and community members alike had the opportunity to donate. Sussex Academy Scrub Club members helped organize and promote the donation event.
Every time I donate blood, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm a part of something that is helping people. And even if I'm not actually working to help people, just giving my own blood feels good.
Sussex Academy says their February blood drive collected 30 units for the Blood Bank of Delmarva.
Take a look at your forecast, our golf forecast. We're looking pretty good as if we line up the putts. We anticipate good conditions, but it is going to be a little bit on the breezy side. But hey, a breeze never stopped a real golfer anyway, right? It's been gray and cloudy all day, but it's going to get brighter and better over the weekend. Irish Eyes camera, cloudy skies, temperatures falling from the 60s into the 70s with a clearing pattern that'll kick in. Temps right now in the 60s. 62 is the groove everybody seems to be on for the majority of our locations, but 64 in Seaford and 61 in Lewis and Rehoboth Beach. Those are the differences or the anomalies. Winds are pushing out of the northwest, gusting up to 26 miles per hour in Indian River Inlet. And we've got to be mindful of the winds because we have an active small craft advisory in effect until 6 o'clock Saturday for Lewis, Rehoboth, Dewey, Bottom Hills, Ocean View, Fenwick Island. Meaning, watching out for 25 mile per hour gusts, making the waters a bit choppy. That also goes for Ocean City down to Chincoteague, and it applies to the folks that are over in Cambridge, Andrews, as well as Winona, pardon me. Now, the cloud cover stays scattered as a pattern, not thickening up for the rest of the night, but actually should begin to thin out a little bit more. And we could see a brief renegade sprinkle still push across throughout the late night hours, but nothing that's going to be something we have to be extremely mindful of. We'll fall to the 50s for tonight, 52 in Lewis, 51 in Milford, 50 degrees even the low bar we're expecting for Delmar, Salisbury, and Seaford. Storyline is this: Saturday, breezy, beautiful with temperatures in the 70s. But on Mother's Day, we go all out with the sunshine. Magnificent sunshine, highs nearing the 80-degree mark in most locations. Now, not for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going at 72 degrees in Lewis, Georgetown, Millsboro. We'll go up to, let's say, 71 in Cambridge, 72 in Easton, and 72 also in Berlin, Snow Hill with the winds out of the northwest at a very feisty 15 to 25 miles per hour. Midnight, 54, 53 degrees, clear skies. We'll have temperatures dancing in the 70s for Saturday, limited cloud cover, okay? Sunday will warm to near 80 degrees, but the cloud cover staying limited, and we have no threat of rain. That same pattern kicks in for us, 72 by 4 o'clock for Snow Hill, Newark, Berlin, Willards, and Ocean Pines, 70 degrees for the high, Ocean City. Clouds will thicken up for us Saturday night. As far as the wind gusts are concerned, that's going to be more of a nuisance. out of the northwest up to near 30 miles per hour for Saturday. But by the time we get to Monday, winds will shift east and they'll die down a bit. So just as a recap, Saturday and Sunday, Saturday 74, Sunday, Mother's Day, perfect, 80 degrees, winds out of the north. Let's talk rain. 60% chance rain kicks in Tuesday and Wednesday, but we're clear for the weekend. We have a closed off low that's going to bring that misery our way. And you can see Tuesday's rain, Wednesday's rain, Thursday's rain, all of that. So let's recap as we close out. 49 with rain coming to an end, 74 for tomorrow, and then 80 on Mother's Day. Here's a look at your extended forecast.
All right, Paul, thank you very much. School board elections are May 13th in Delaware, races in both Indian River and Cape Henlopen. The Delaware Department of Elections say polls are open 7 to 8. Voters must bring proof of identity and address. The deadline to request a ballot, well, you actually got to do it today. To see a full breakdown of those school district races and more, you can go to our website, CoastTV.com.
If you are in need of a furry friend, and who isn't, now is time to adopt. The Brandywine Valley SPCA is holding a special from now until Sunday, May 18th. Any adult dog 30 pounds and up, $25 adoption fee. This will take place at any Brandywine Valley SPCA campus.
According to the city of Cambridge, Dorchester County faces some serious budget trouble. Under the county's plan, Cambridge and Hurlock would see tax hikes more than 3 times higher than those in other parts of the county. Now, not settled though, the next county budget hearing is happening Tuesday at 6.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The MEAC Softball Championship is heating up today in Norfolk. The Delaware State Hornets came into today needing a win against South Carolina State to clinch a spot in the MEAC Championship game tomorrow. The 3-seed Hornets fell to the 6th-seeded South Carolina State Bulldogs 5-4. Del State scored 4 runs in the second, but the Bulldogs responded with 5 straight to come back and advance to tomorrow's title game against Howard. We're now into the thick of things with this new season of Into the Trenches after episode 3 aired last night. We saw Cape face adversity for the first time this season in the first half against Lake Forest. Let's take a look into how the Vikings would respond coming up in next week's episode.
Couple things that we're seeing right now.
On the next Into the Trenches.
They punched us in the mouth early.
And just trust the process, right? It's a 4 quarters.
Everyone was locked in the locker room.
10 points in high school football game is nothing. Nothing and nothing.
Up and sweeps the leg. And now all the noise is on the home sideline.
Into the Trenches, a new voyage on the Delmarva Sports Network and DSN Plus, sponsored by Preston Automotive.
That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
The Mayor Institute is gearing up for its annual yard sale that is scheduled for May 10th.
It is scheduled for May 10th. Funds raised support marine animal rescue and outreach programs.
All right, Ocean City dry tech cameras, cloud cover, staying a bit on the thick side. We'll drop down to 57 degrees. Our umbrella winner, Robert Schmidt of Bridgeville. Congratulations. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brugstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. 74 for Saturday, 80 on Mother's Day. And we'll stay clear of rain over the weekend. Rain will come back in style on Tuesday.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight on Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.